Have you ever wondered how would it be like to achieve something you always wanted to achieve, or to do something you always wanted to do? I'm pretty sure you've thought about it at least a few times. So here is the thing. There must be something in the way of you achieving this, or of you doing it. And what is that thing? Well, probably is some blockage or limitation that probably comes from your childhood and the time when you programmed yourself. So I have 3 very useful tips for you. These tips worked for me and worked for my clients and the people who I got into interaction with, so hopefully it will help you too. But before I will tell you these 3 tips, or will share with you these 3 tips, I want you to first go back in your memory and remind yourself the time when you heard for the first time from your parents or caregivers telling you, you can't do this, you shouldn't do it, this is not the right way, you cannot do it, you have no enough knowledge, or you don't have, or we don't have enough money, whatever it is in your case. So once you remember all those statements you heard back in the days, then I want you to actually remove them. The reason why, because you're not a child anymore. You are capable of achieving whatever you want and do whatever you want, because you are an adult now, and those were just illusory limitation that you created or programmed in your mind when you was young. So let's get to the point. Let's get to the first step, or tip number 1. So tip number 1 is actually finding out what is that thing, or what is that blockage or limitation that is not allowing me to achieve whatever I want, or is not allowing me to do whatever I want, and where does it come from? So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, so practical exercises. We all need those practical exercises. So here are the few steps what you can do. First and foremost, each day you will set up for yourself, or write down for yourself, or start with one thing that you will do or say during your day, something that will push you out of a comfort zone. So it can be as simple as walking the street, seeing the passers-by and saying hi, or I really like your dress, or I love your tattoo, or nice haircut, or just simply smiling. Listen, I always think, you know, maybe I'm the only person who smiled to them that day. Maybe they're having a bad day and they needed it. So why don't you give them this little but honest smile? So by doing this every day, you will actually see that you pushing yourself out of a comfort zone, and this is so simple to do. So from these little things, or a little act of kindness, you can actually explore a little bit more and expand ideas, and actually try yourself more and more, doing like different type of challenges for yourself. So I leave it to you. That's step number 2, or tip number 2. And now tip number 3. So this one is a little bit tricky, because, you know, we all were once conditioned to believe that other people's opinions are important to us. So either you want it or not, we listen to other people's opinions. And sometimes those are very critical, and they really can affect us, our day, mood, or maybe months or years because they were so negative. So now here is the thing about people's opinions. How can we deal with it to actually not take into yourself? Exactly, by not taking to yourself. So listen to everybody. This is so simple. Listen to everybody's opinion and respect it. Because at the end of the day, we have a right to share our opinion. It doesn't matter how negative or positive it is. We have the right to do it. I always think at the bottom of my head, whenever I get into interaction with someone, if someone will tell me something or is saying something negative to me, criticizing me, I always think, okay, thank you very much for sharing your opinion. I know who I am, and I'm pretty sure you might be wrong, or maybe they're having a bad day, maybe they're having day limitations, and this is the only way they know how to interact with people. So I don't blame them. I'm not upset. I know myself, so I listen and I let go of it. So this is how simple it is. Guys, so here are the 3 tips for you. I hope it will help you, and please let me know in the comments if actually it worked out for you. So fingers crossed, and yes, and yeah.